What do you want?
An evening with Flav.
Anything with Flav in it. Sign picture of Flav.
No.
Where do you live?
No.
Well, look,
Even our own patrons who join us live don't want a signed picture of you. Hi guys, James Allcott here from the James and Flav for Now podcast. Of course, we're about to get into the podcast itself. Really exciting stuff, and it's a belter this week. That said, for the first 2 minutes, I forget to put us into vision. So we are in vision, but for 2 minutes we're not. Sorry about that. Please enjoy the podcast. There he is. And there he is, up close and personal. It's our very own Flav Bateman. Welcome back, everyone, to the James and Flav podcast live right now. We've got patrons from around the world. Rory Jennings is in there as well. Yeah. Just said, hurry up. There he is. Thanks.
There he is, Rory Jennings.
Thanks. Rory actually not paying. So, boo.
Hold on. Let me just say something here. There seems to be some dissenters in the comment section.
Early doors.
Yeah, they think it was my fault that we were late. I actually was on here at 11, and it was
true.
Jim.
You said I'm going to need 5 minutes. You said I need 5 minutes. It was Jim
pissing about with his cameras and all the gubbins he's got going on.
Yeah, to create something slick. Don't let's argue.
Big shout out to Halfway Deaf, who got up at 5 a.m. to watch this shit.
Yeah. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
Strange, man.
Like, get a life. Go back to bed now.
Yeah. I mean, it's a dangerous road to go down, but let's do it. Catherine, what are you doing? You're an idiot. Rob Turner, you're an idiot. Rory, you're an idiot. James
all our patrons are idiots.
Morons, the lot of you. Just to say, actually, one of you morons can be involved in a new bit at the end of the podcast called the Patron Shame. You know, obviously, I'm thinking of puns with patrons in it. Patron Saint, no. Patron Shame. Right. We're going to put the pressure on one of you, if you're brave enough, to come into our Discord server. I'm going to ask you one quiz question, and you better get it right, because if you don't, then you know nothing about football, and you're not allowed in the comments ever again.
Like, if you get the question wrong, we'll give you your money back. Is that right?
If you get it wrong?
Yeah.
No, let's not do that. Rob Turner says 10 quid to be called a moron. People normally pay more. Yeah, in some places. Let's get into it then. Last week, some people were saying some people did enjoy it, which I'll get into. That said, normally we have a thing called quote of the pod. And there wasn't a quote of the pod last week. No, nothing came to mind. So maybe, Flav, you're getting a little bit PG in your old age. I don't know.
I thought that we weren't allowed to, because you get your count fucking. Something happens, then you can't get any money out of it.
I've just realised. Have I been? Hang on. I'm not sure if I've been. If we've been in vision there for that whole thing. Oh well. We're in there now. It's there now. Guys, could you not see us there for the first 5 minutes? That's a shame. Maybe start it again then. Oh well, doesn't matter. Anyway, let's get into it then.
James, just ask you something quickly. I've got to ask you something. If I say something that is particularly saucy, not that I'm going to do it on purpose. Don't you have trouble with your account and get banned and all that shit?
Well, do you know what? I guess the way around that is,
I'm happy to be myself if that's what you're allowing me to be.
Yeah, within reason, of course.
All right.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see. I guess this is the beauty of the patrons get to see it. If it really is that offensive, we cut it out. But you have said such things as Poch got sacked because he bummed the kids. So I would say my bar's pretty low in terms of what can come out of your mouth.
Can I just to add context to that? I said it's as if he's bummed the kids because there's no way back. If you know something, you can have an affair with a woman and your wife might take you back. But if you bum your own kids, there's no chance. There's no coming back from that. On that note, right?
Finally, an opinion I can get on board with, Flav.
On that note, James. On that note.
On what note?
Of doing something so bad that the wife will never take you back.
Right.
Someone I know, right? His wife kicked him out His wife kicked him out of the house, said, "I don't want you anymore. Leave the house." He, instead of leaving the house, went and hid in the loft for 2 days, and they only found him when he fell through the ceiling. This is an actual thing that happened about 100 yards from where I live.
Fell through the ceiling. What was he was like? Was he just being really patronising, going, You just need a minute. You need a minute to calm down. She'll be fine, lads. She'll be fine. Don't worry. I'll just go down the road for a second. Hang on. Where was he in the loft?
He was just hiding in the loft for 2 days.
That's proper creepy.
It's so weird. So everyone's really creeped out by it.
Yeah.
Anyway, football.
Right, let's get on to it. Let's start, comments of the week then, first up. Some positive, some negative, some I'm not really sure. So let's go negative first. Melon Scam says, couldn't carry on watching after the Thomas Partey decision. Last week, if you didn't hear it or listen or watch it, we did a tier list going through the big signings of each club. Thomas Partey was in there. Party time for Arsenal, of course. Partey says, you spent the whole time discussing eggs instead of talking about how Arsenal have finally made a signing that has been needed for 15 years that our whole fan base is really excited about. And if they hadn't made, you would have spent 5 minutes taking the piss out of how yet again they didn't sign a centre midfielder. You let Flav's hatred... This is what I loved about this comment. Right, this sentence here. You let Flav's hatred of Arsenal dominate your neutral opinion when there's two of you... And one is a Spurs fan. The other, this is my favourite bit. The other, brackets, James, just in case I didn't know this, is my podcast that's on my channel. Melons, I love you, mate. Look, I know you've been about for a long time, but you didn't need to put in brackets, you, James. Should really try and give the opposing side of discussions. Very frustrating watch as an Arsenal fan. Other than that...
Oh, why don't you fuck off? Go on, just fuck off.
Other than
that,
wait.
There's so much shit content out there for you to watch.
No, but the final sentence is great as well. Other than that, good show as always.
That is a belter. That is an excellent comment.
Really enjoyed it.
And I'm only joking about fucking off. Please don't. I promise you, I won't. I will always give my opinion about Arsenal clearly, but I won't railroad it. The conversation that James can't say anything positive.
Well, yeah, and I'm trying my best. Do you know what I mean? I'll try my best, but it has to be because that's one point he says is that I have to give the opposing side, which I kind of get, but I also would suggest that if I agree with Flav's point on something, then I'm allowed to agree with that as well. Anyway, next one. Now I'm not sure about this one. I don't know if this is positive or negative. It did get 18 likes. Let me know if this was positive or negative. I actually reckon it was negative, but the rest of the people that love the pod have gone, yeah, it is, isn't it? Anyway, guys, I like how there's a big dramatic Ennio Morricone intro to the video, making you think something special is about to happen. But ultimately, it's just an hour and a half of Chris Wilder's head is a bit funny looking, isn't it? All right, here's a new bit about which referees do you think would be Nazis if they were alive in the 1930s. Brackets, definitely Martin Atkinson. He's given his opinion. So I'm not really sure, but people seem to like that. So I think that's probably why some people stay away from the pod, but also why some people stick around as well.
Look, it's like literally there's so much stuff you can watch on YouTube. There's an endless supply of shit football content. If you want us to just have these shit boring discussions, you're not going to do it because it's boring.
Yeah. I would hint at
get
this.
all that shit elsewhere. Stay here for the Hitler referees.
Yeah, the Nazi referees, exactly. How would you describe this pod now? Patrons, let us know. How would you describe it? I would describe this as dare I say it, an attempt at a comedy preview football podcast. I think that's.
I'd say it's just two egotistical presenters who love to sound their own voice, who are driven completely by the opinions of other people, even though Flav, now we're talking to myself about myself in the third person, pretends that he's not interested, but he actually is and reads all the comments. It's the biggest in-joke. Everything's just an in-joke now. If you don't know, everyone's watching going, what the fuck are these two talking about?
Okay. The Woodchip 101 liked it. He said podcast was perfect. Laughs all round. New bits were perfect. Football chat was on point. Lovely way to end with shark facts.
Gosh.
There you go.
Shark facts. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
None of it makes any sense, James.
Jamie Conway, to have a segment in a football podcast called Which Element on the Periodic Table is Which Football Team, and to have it as a weekly bit is one of the reasons this is the best footy podcast out there. So do you know what I mean? You know, some people like it, some people don't. It's fine.
All I would say is lions don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. We're the lions, they're the sheep.
Yeah, big time.
If you didn't get that.
A lot of anger last week in the comments over my basic maths. DDMK 1985.
I was so confused.
Didn't call me up on it. Didn't call me up on it.
I wasn't. You seemed so confident. I was like, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I got a D in maths, so I'm not like I'm not Stephen Hawkins. I can walk.
True. It's a third of an egg. I did a story about egg sandwiches. It's better than it sounds from the headline. But I got my basic maths wrong. DDMK was pretty annoyed about that. And last couple of top-notch comments of the week involved the insults to the ref. Now, Rory, I don't know if he's still stuck around, but if Rory is still there, I bet Rory's got a belter of a ref insult. So a couple of weeks ago, Flav generally loves the fact that I say, I'll go to a referee, you are lost. So you've basically got to say something. You've got to insult someone without really swearing or going too far with it.
Getting into the ref's head without getting sent off.
Exactly.
And just going up to him going, mate, you're lost. You're out of your depth. You are drowning here, mate. You are drowning.
Exactly.
So, that's perfect.
So if there is, because I'm playing football with Rory later today. And there is no referee actually, so it'll be interesting to see what he says. Do you know what, actually, last week we played football, Flav. Do you know what was really good fun? Roven was there, who a lot of you guys will know Roven from the kickoff, but we used to work with Roven as well at Ball Street.
Great footballer.
But we started talking about, I wonder if there's sort of certain phrases that you could try and get onto a football pitch and people wouldn't really understand, but it was actually just sounded like some of those, those insurance adverts that you hear like halfway through the day. And so we were like, and I didn't think about it. We were just joking before we went and played football. And then when we were playing football, Roven was in goal, and if I passed the ball to him, he'd pass it back to me, and he'd go, cash back. like little phrases. And I was going, terms and conditions apply, when I was playing the through ball, things like that. Anyway, always read the small print, I think Lawrence said at one point. Anyway, so W121 said this, ref insults. I always tell the ref, this is great. I always tell the ref on a Sunday, protect us or we'll have to protect ourselves.
What does it mean? We're going to start fighting or what? Is that what it means?
So it suggests they're not performing as required, and it's a low-key threat at the same time. I've never got a card from it. Really good. Really, really good.
Very good.
Luke Jarvis says the best insult without swearing has to be donkey, particularly useful on a cart horse centre-half who's getting skinned by a young pacey striker.
Yeah. When you think of donkey forwards, centre forwards, who's the first person you think of? We'll say it after three.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Harry Maguire.
Andy Carroll.
Right.
No, centre
striker.
forward.
Yeah. Were you saying centre back or striker?
I said centre forward.
You said centre. Sorry, I thought you were saying. All right, centre forward. Can we play again?
Well, I have to do another one.
Yeah.
All right. Think of someone else.
Yeah. Okay, I've got one.
I
don't know why I thought this person, but
mine's pretty niche. Be mad if this is the same one.
Okay,
right.
1, 2,
1,
3.
2, 3.
Ian Marshall.
Lee Chapman. Ian Marshall was a cart horse. An absolute cart horse.
Showing our age there. Adebayor says Bob Turner.
No.
Finally, Tyler Norton, because we've got lots obviously to get through here. Lots of really good comments last week. Keep that going, guys. Really, 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 really good. Keep it going. Tyler Norton, awkward take. As a Liverpool fan, now that the monkey of the league is off our back and there is general confidence in the quality and resilience of this squad, brackets, to every issue except COVID apparently, it is actually quite funny and entertaining to watch people have a go after a terrible, terrible result to Villa. If you can't laugh at yourself sometimes, right? But which leads me on perfectly too. So initially he's basically having a mini go at anyone who would dare have a go at Liverpool because they're so dominant, all despite losing 7-2.
7-2.
And we said, I think it was 2 weeks, but we're starting to get a bit of momentum on this bad boy. Hashtag Liverpool cracks. It's
amazing.
happening. You said it out there. You know, you spoke it into existence straight off the bat. 7-2, mauling at Aston Villa, and the cracks are starting to appear. And there's more, Flav, more cracks.
Yes.
At Liverpool as they go into a very big game, which we'll be getting into, the big derby games from this weekend. Believe it or not, Liverpool-Everton is one of them, despite what you would naturally think.
I'm well excited for that game. Anyway, we're going to talk about
me too. Charles says, hashtag Liverpool cracks. The "This is Anfield" sign is too small for the new players' tunnel.
That's good.
Oh dear. Their cracks
it's a mental thing.
Are starting to form. Pull them out.
Mate, the decisions that have been made at the top of the club affecting the on-play performances. That's a fact. We're seeing it happen. Yeah. The club is falling around amongst their ears.
Exactly.
It's crumbling. The dynasty is crumbling. Crumbling, we can hear it. That sign was iconic because of that tiny little tunnel that that's sort of squeezed through. They tapped the sign. Now it's like, oh, where is the sign? This massive. Where is it? That's no good. You want to see it, not look for it.
Cracks,
mate.
Gentle cracks that will become porous. We've got to be careful with this, Liverpool. Get this under control. Make a bigger sign. But you can't make a bigger sign, can you? Make a smaller tunnel. Get some padding in there. I don't know.
Don't change things. It wasn't broken. Don't fix it.
Yeah. Clock gone by Christmas, says Rob Turner. He's called it. Right. It's that time. And I think because the Liverpool, perfect, isn't it? Couple of derby games there. First of all, not everyone got it. Not everyone. Not fucking everyone, I mean.
Shame on
not
you.
Everyone got it. Not everyone got it. Not everyone.
Who didn't get it?
Catherine didn't get it. She said Everton versus Liverpool.
Adam didn't get it.
Adam didn't get it. Obviously, Crystal Palace versus Brighton. It's the biggest derby there. Arteta ball. Spurs West Ham is the biggest local derby, yeah? Not derby games, are they, mate? Not. Anyway, fortunately, some people did come to the rescue. But first of all, before we get into those derby games, we must figure out which derby game will be the Flav will never know the score to this game derby. Let's have a look at what we've got on offer here this week. So here are this week's games: Everton versus Liverpool, Chelsea versus Southampton, Man City versus Arsenal. Some cracking games this weekend. Newcastle versus Man United, Sheffield United, Fulham. Oh God, shame on me. I looked at that. I was like, Sheffield United, Sheffield United versus Fulham, Crystal Palace versus Brighton, Spurs versus West Ham, Leicester versus Aston Villa, and then Monday night, West Brom versus Burnley, Leeds versus Wolves. In the tweet that I put out, it was pretty unanimous what they thought it would be. But which game will Flav never know the scoreline to?
There's a couple of options.
A couple of belters in there.
Undoubtedly, West Brom versus Burnley is not only a game I will never know the score of, but we should actively boycott. We shouldn't be watching those games.
Don't do that.
Don't watch the games. Do not watch the games. Ensure that clubs like West Brom and Burnley benefit less because of how boring they are.
Sure.
Let's call on a boycott. We'll call a Flav and James boycott.
I'm happy. Flav boycott's fine.
James Allcott says boycott West Brom versus Burnley. Look, this is a game about entertainment, right? No one, not even the Burnley fans or West Brom fans, will be entertained by that game. The West Brom are so happy they come up to the big league again, right? Because they get to see the other players. They don't get to see how they perform. They get to see the play, and now they're greeted with Burnley. No, not on my watch. There's a lot going on in the world at the moment, James. There's a lot wrong with the world. Mm-hmm. We have enough to deal with other than West Brom and Burnley.
Fair enough.
Fucking tier 3s, tier 2s, everyone getting locked down again. And then that's the entertainment we have when we're
I've got to have that with my dinner. I've got to have that with my dinner at 5:30.
It's funny how they're not charging 15 quid for that one. Jesus. Christ alive.
Fortunately, there are a couple of derby games this week, Flav, that we can dive into. That first game, Everton versus Liverpool, which of course this is Bob Turner with this one, is the our real rival is Tranmere Derby, kicking us off as the Premier League returns. And could it be, Flav? Could it be for the use of a possible title in this video? Could this be the changing of the guard on Merseyside?
Wow. I mean, are we doing that now? Are we gonna?
There's cracks. I'm saying that that's been. There's clear evidence of cracks at Liverpool. 7-2, they lost the last game. How can we not have this discussion?
It feels poised, isn't it? It's poised.
Yeah,
it's perfectly poised. Everton flying, won every game. Liverpool reeling from that 7-2. And the most important thing is that Everton are playing such good football.
The table never lies, Flav. The table never lies. Let's have a look at it.
They will be able to hurt Liverpool. They will. And just it wouldn't be a wonderful thing. I think the whole of football want to see Everton beat them.
I do. Joking aside, I do think this is a huge game because obviously it's a huge game regardless, but it's because it's the our real rivals, the Tranmere Derby. But for Everton, as a test to understand how good that midfield is, how good that team is, how far they can go this season, they need to, at the very least, bloody the nose of Liverpool.
Yeah, they don't. I don't. If Liverpool beat them 1-0, 2-1, then it's not the end. It's not damaging to Everton. This is a new Everton. They're playing with the players they brought in have transformed them. But they're only 4 games in. Oh, they'll play and they'll win. This is a great opportunity to see what they're about, but it won't define their season because, as much as the cracks are forming in Liverpool and they are the foundations of the club are beginning to crumble, they still are clearly the best team in the league. So, it's almost like a free hit for Everton. I'm
intrigued to see how
I'd be so excited.
Yeah, I'm buzzing. I actually think Saturday is one hell of a day. Got some cracking games on there.
Did I tell you, James, the other day I watched 3 games of football?
I know, that's well done. That's brilliant.
I might do it. I don't do it again this week. I might.
You're in that case.
Crazy, aren't I?
Because Everton, Liverpool, Chelsea, Southampton, Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle, Man United, cracking. All really, really good games. Really, really good games. With Everton, then, going into that game, can they win the league? Like, can they? Let's hang on. How ridiculous do we want to be? And then maybe we work down to what's actually like a calmer take. Because I think can they win the league?
Can they win the league? Oh, you can't ask a question, James.
Is the answer.
No, they can't win the league, but they can. Of course they can.
Yeah,
Leicester did it.
They can't. They can't win the league, Flat. But can they? Is what I'm trying to get.
Obviously, they can't, but can.
But they can. Yeah.
Of course they can. Anyone can. Can they?
Yeah. Good point.
Can they win the league? Can Everton win the league? If they win first 5 games on the bounce and beat Liverpool, you can't talk about them, Jim.
Yeah.
You can't. Seriously, you win the first 5 games of the season, and one of those games is beating Liverpool, then you've got to put them in the conversation.
I think that's the thing as well. Is if Liverpool lose 7-2, it's an absolute nightmare for them. And the thing with their XG, I was looking at the XG, which I'm slightly suspicious of at the moment, obviously because it's just the whole league's in chaos.
I love a bit of XG,
but I know you do. But with their XG, they're miles ahead of everyone. Liverpool, but
oh dear, are they? Because it generally does work out in the end. How? Where? Show me. You're scrolling.
Yeah, let me show you. So
they've got expected goals of 10.6 a game.
Yeah. So they're miles ahead, and you guys can't see all this. Spurs are right there with them. But the point is that I feel like I wonder if they're gonna get, because if Everton undo them the way that Aston Villa did, then all of a sudden they've kind of been found out a little bit, like the way that they're playing, and then they have to change. They have to change. Say they lose 4-0 to Everton, and it's very clear that they're playing the high line, but they're able to put Richarlison through or Calvert-Lewin through really easily. You can't play that way for the rest. You can't keep playing that way because you're going to keep getting undone. Surely.
Well, what's really interesting here? I finally figured out what this is. Can everyone see the screen as well?
Yes, they can now. Yeah.
So if you look at it, what that 10.6 is that how many goals they should have had by now?
Yeah.
Goals against is 6.3, so they should have a goal difference of nearly 4, but they don't have 0 because they got tumped. Everton, if you look, their XG for goals conceded, goals against, is 2.9.
Yeah. So let's show you that.
Tiny.
Because I can highlight these two guys.
So not only are they playing lovely football and creating chances, they're actually defending really well as well.
Yeah.
If you want to play, if people play FPL, this is a great barometer of how teams are actually defending and vice versa. So where we got Everton. So have you got any Everton defenders?
Hang on, let me do. So goals. This is goals against.
Goals against Everton top.
Yeah.
Have you got any Everton defenders in your team?
No, not correct.
Get them in.
Get them in. Exactly.
Undervalued. Villa as well. Incredible.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect that. No one's got Target in their team, have they?
No, I'm not sure.
Get him in.
Yeah, get him in. Yeah. So I think there are obviously different games, and the script gets written as the season goes on. But that's why I'm so excited about this game, because I don't normally, when you think of this game, you think of Everton defending for their lives, and even in the draw, not earlier in the season, like in the summer at the end of last season, Everton were very, very careful in how they played, and this is a different team, obviously, and so I'm intrigued to see how much dominance Liverpool have in this game. Because that's the other thing that I was looking. The other thing that I was looking at was sort of switched passes, like long passes. Because I do wonder with the midfield of Everton, with James Rodriguez in there, if you'll be able to kind of defend the width of the pitches as well as you would against other teams because of how Liverpool play the game. Liverpool switch the ball so much more than any other team in this league. So I think they'll lose, but they'll play.
They'll play, but they'll lose.
I think they'll lose, but I'm excited to be wrong. I'm excited. I think the style of Everton probably doesn't actually suit this game. That's the problem.
Can I ask you a question?
Alan is back, by the way. Rob Turner's asking. Yes, he is.
Good player. Can I ask a question? What result would you need to see in Liverpool getting beat to go, oh, there is problems here.
Cracks.
What?
Hashtag cracks.
For real. Like, what would you like? Would 1-0 go, oh, or a 2-1 to Everton? Would you go, oh, something's going on here?
Yeah. My head says Liverpool win this game. Because I think Everton will have a little go back. I don't think they'll play the normal way, and I think they'll pick them apart.
What score would make you go, oh, they should be worried? What score?
I think even a strong 2-0.
Like a dominant 2-0, you're going to start going, ooh.
Yeah. Because I don't know, it'd be interesting to see if, say, someone like Godfrey comes in and plays. I'm not sure if he will.
He'll play.
yeah, and he'll probably lose. Do you know, my Twitch stream, someone did that the other day. I was talking about like who should I play? Will he play though? And then someone just wrote, "Oh, he'll play."
And he'll win.
What was the point we were talking about? Yeah, I think the thing is as well. I think Liverpool will, with Mane coming back and Thiago coming in and Henderson coming back. I think there's some quite strong reinforcements. And I think they'll. My head says Liverpool will destroy them, but I'm excited to watch.
I don't know. Can I just before we move on? Can you just go back to that, please, Jim?
Yes.
Just have a quick look at Arsenal's XG. Not very much. Is it? It's not high.
Hang on. Let's
could it be
the selected road? Could it be XG? Their XG is mid-table. It's above.
Could it be? But it's boring, isn't it? It's very boring. 4.7 after 4 goals. That is.
If you want to go down this road,
Arsenal. I'm asking you a question, Jim. This is not a statement. You can answer it honestly. Are Arsenal boring? to watch?
I think they're very clever and they're quite counter-attacking.
Are you entertained? Do you look forward to an Arsenal game and go, "Oh, that'd be good"?
Not
anymore.
Not
Used to
really.
be.
They're quite a closed book, aren't they?
Yeah, it's boring. What book is exciting when it's closed? None. Can't see with the birds at all.
That's a good point. I think that it's going to be interesting to see what Thomas brings to the party for this Arsenal team.
You're an arsehole.
I do think that they'll. So this, I did see this. Like, this is passes made while under pressure by an opponent. Stick with me, because I thought this was quite interesting. Because although they're playing a lot of passes, second highest in the league when they're kind of under pressure. In terms of the amount of presses that they make, see if I can find it. Here we go.
I'm loving this. This is amazing. What is this website?
FB Ref is really, really good.
Wow.
Bobby loves it. But yeah, in terms of the pressures that they're putting on, in terms of a team that presses the opposition, Leeds United and Crystal Palace. I was surprised Crystal Palace were right up there as well. I'll talk about them in a second. But those two are right up there. But Arsenal, despite playing a lot of their passes under pressure, aren't pressing the opposition. So I think what you're seeing with them is they are being quite conservative and safe.
They don't believe in Arteta's ideas.
That's not what I'm saying. I think they actually do believe in what they're saying, and they're trying to be a lot more secure, and then they're going to move forward from there because they actually play more through balls than a lot of teams.
Can spin it how you like, James.
I'm not spinning it. I'm showing you the facts here. So
no, you're not. You're showing me a stat, and stats can be interpreted in any way we want them to. You're not showing me facts.
Okay, fine. Yeah, that was it. It was through balls. See, through balls, they got 12.
Oh, I can play a few rules. So what?
My point is, Flav, listen.
What is your point?
My point is that Arsenal are soaking up pressure and then sort of counter-attacking or playing very quickly and intelligently with through balls to get the ball to the likes of Aubameyang and the rest of the players. So I think you can see Arteta's style in there. And I actually think them playing against Man City this week, which of course is the monochromatic turtleneck derby, against Man City at 5:30, I think they'll beat Man City this weekend based on that, because I think you're walking into what will stop Man City and they'll get done on the break because they leave themselves quite exposed. That was the point I was getting to.
Right.
There's a few. I quite like this. The Man City Arsenal, we had a few good ones. So that was Leroy who was saying that. That's also apparently Man City Arsenal is also the even during lockdown we're still getting a full attendance derby.
Lovely.
Alf said this is the Etihad Airways versus the Emirates Airlines derby, battle of the two UAE rival airlines. And this is probably
what time is this game on? Just quickly.
5:30.
God, that's a good way to end the day, isn't it? Imagine if they get pumped. Great way to end the day. Yeah.
Angus Castle Doughty, Man City versus Arsenal is the Zara menswear manager derby. That's good. I think Arsenal will win that one, despite your XG. They'll continue to confine the critics with the style of play against Man City. I think there'll be some games they'll draw games they should win further down the line. That's what I think.
Okay, all right. Well, I don't agree that they'll anything other than a complete pumping.
Okay. Nico says the West Brom versus Burnley game is the lack of sex appeal derby, which again I think we've got to be careful.
I'd like to call that the donkey punch derby, because funny, isn't it?
Yeah. Leicester versus
Do you know what donkey punch is?
Yes, I do. I've seen the film. Leicester versus
film?
there's an
I haven't
actual
seen the
film
film.
called Donkey Punch. It's got
It's
got Jane Winston in it.
I've seen it. There's also a category. What is it? What does it mean?
I have no idea. Leicester versus Aston Villa.
The Donkey Punch derby. Literally the worst game of the weekend. It's now called Donkey Punch derby.
Leicester City versus Aston Villa is our best player definitely says, "Do you know who I am?" on a night out derby. I think that's Maddison versus Grealish.
Yeah, I can. You could. I don't. Yeah, they've both got that about them for sure.
Sheffield United versus Fulham is the most threatening. This is Johnny said is the most threatening to least threatening nickname derby as the Blades take on the Cottagers. Well, that was good. Jake Mitchell, Spurs versus West Ham is this is great. I'll publicly speak fondly of my time at Manchester United, but secretly could not be enjoying their demise anymore if I actually tried. Derby.
Jake, that might be the best derby I've ever heard. That's so good.
It's so true. So David Moyes takes on Jose Mourinho, and Gareth Bale, Flav, could be set to make his debut.
I don't think he gets in the team, to be honest. I don't know. Where's he going to play? You can't drop him. He'll start on the bench. Yeah, no, it's really, 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 really exciting. I think he must be fuming, that West Ham manager. What's his name? Alan Irvine.
Alan Irvine, yeah.
God do. They should just say, what's God do? Give him the job. Sack Moyes, give him the job.
Yeah. He spent a lifetime by David Moyes' side as well. And he probably is now itching a little bit. I knew I was right. Because West Ham turned around 2 amazing results for them. It's probably not a good time to play him.
Is he one of not a great time to play him at all? No, they've pumped Wolves 4-0 and beaten Leicester away 3-0. Leicester were terrible in that game, but that's in part down to the way West Ham played. They look great, and I don't know. It's like when their fans are not moaning about something on Twitter, they're doing all right.
Yeah.
When things are shit at West Ham, when I say that, start the season without winning in the first 2 games, the board are up. They're throwing daggers at the board. Any hint of poor form, get the board out.
Yeah.
I've had enough. Get him out. And sometimes you've got to be a bit patient. Just let him. They've done all right. Done a good job.
David Moyes is a good, steady manager, and in time will be seen as the Roy Hodgson of his generation. He will continue to get. He'll continue to get work, and there'll be moments of they'll get 10th. They'll get to 10th in the league at different times over the next 15 years. Football Focus will go down and do a little bit and go, you've won 4 out of 5, haven't you, David? There's something going good. Well, let's calm it down. And then they'll kind of lose a few games and people forget about them again. But they'll never drop too far down. West Ham will be all right. They'll be all right this season, I think.
If you want a manager to keep you in the league, he's your man. He's also
that's what they want.
Well, that's
what they'll get.
They get that. They'll just get. There's always jobs for managers that can keep teams in the Premier League and do nothing more. Fine.
Yeah. Do you? So, do you think Bale will be involved in this game?
Yes, I do think.
You don't think he'll start?
No, I think he'll come off the bench. And I think. That said, he hasn't played for 2 weeks. He's just been training with the new side of Vinicius and Son.
Just 3 of them.
So, just the 3 of them that could fit up top.
Yeah, just pass it in triangles. Right, we've done the triangles. More triangles? Just popping it about.
So we don't know, but he'll be involved at some stage. And I think the problem we've got is there are lots and lots of trappy Spurs fans giving it the big one this week, and it stinks of a West Ham upset. It stinks of it. I don't want it. I don't want it to happen. Obviously, naturally, I can't stand West Ham and want them to beat them. But I know I've seen this film before. All the expectation is Spurs will power through them. Bale making his debut. We're on an amazing run of form. Seen it so many times. There's going to be a
fat anticlimax.
I just can feel it. Football doesn't work the way you want it to work.
Right, because in your head, what you're dreaming of is you're 2-0 up, 3-1 up, and he comes on for the last 20 minutes. And but again, in your head, you're like, there's the crowd goes, what? Oh, there's no crowd.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a shame.
Well, can Spurs win the league?
I mean, they can, but can they?
Can they?
Where do you still think they'll finish 6th then, Spurs? Is that where you're at with that?
No, I think we're in the top 4. I think we'll finish in the top 4.
I am fascinated to see Bale. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him, and he's probably got. When we do like how many games how many games does a manager lose on the bounce before they lose their job? How many?
Yes,
when
yeah,
it comes to Bale, how long has he got before the media turn on him? Because I think the fans will stick with him for a while, but how long before the media go, he's not really got it, has he?
If he hasn't scored in 5 games, there will start to be stories about him.
Yeah,
Bale's yet to hit the back of the net. Well, returning to Spurs, it'd be that kind of shit.
I bet he's as well. He's probably had a few rounds of golf, hasn't he? And I bet a lot of people just there's probably been a few paparazzi just banking the photos now for when after 5 games he's not scored a goal, and they just go like, there's just a whole gallery on the Daily Mail website of how much golf he's playing.
Do you know, Jim? If you look at his goals, I think like there's a misconception that Bale's main attribute was his pace, and it was obviously incredible, but it wasn't. He had so much more than that naturally. And look, if you look at his goals for Spurs, a lot of them and Real Madrid are taking using his technique rather than his movement. Obviously, there are the ones, the famous one you can remember in Copa del Rey when he paced whoever Barcelona's right back was, and
Maicon as well,
and the Maicon and stuff. But there's so much more to that, and if we can just feed him in the final third, he'll damage it. He'll play.
Yeah, and he'll create.
He'll create.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to see him. I kind of want. I don't feel like I know him much anymore because I don't think we've seen him. Like Real Madrid, obviously they dominate games. Spurs, I think they could go on to dominate games with the team that they've kind of put together. Because in Ndombele, if he continues, he looks great. Højbjerg looked so good. So good against Man United. Obviously, it's against 10 men, so it's a little bit easier. But anyway, the midfield looks good. And whereas Real Madrid, it's a slower pace, and you've got all those stars around him. And then with Wales, it's just all about him. So I'm intrigued to see how he fits in with it all. The one thing as well I would be concerned about if I was a Spurs fan is the very high likelihood that there will be a period in the season where Bale, Kane and Son are all injured. Guaranteed, isn't it?
I thought you were going to say like, when they all get to play together. And I was about to go, yeah, Jim. I mean, what a celebration of football. And you went with the all injured. I mean, that will happen. Undoubtedly would happen. But Son less so, and we've been unlucky because Son's broken arm was freak accident. It's not like the muscles are giving way. Kane's apparently was like a 1 in 10,000 chance of happening. Okay. I spoke to a guy called Harry Brooks, who's like a football coach. Does a lot of coaching. Oh, Brooksy, yeah, does a lot of coaching with pro footballers. Yeah, and has worked with some Spurs players, I think, as Bergwijn as well. And he was saying that while it seems that Harry Kane is injury prone, his injuries, he's actually just been really unlucky. His injuries to his ankles have been impact injuries that wouldn't have happened otherwise. And the muscular one was such a strange, it was like a groin injury, such a strange way for it to have happened. It's just really unlucky. But yeah, he undoubtedly will spend at least a third of the season on the bench. I just wanted, just before we move on from Tottenham, Casemiro, remember him?
Of course.
Real Madrid's midfielder?
Yeah.
He said Gareth Bale is one of the top 5 players in the world now.
He wouldn't lie.
Well, what's he got?
What's it? Is there not 5? He should be saying there should be 5 players in the Real Madrid squad that are better than him. That's what he should be saying. Sounds like a snake to me.
Yeah, but if it's not true, you've got to tell the truth. Maybe he's Christian or something. Tell the truth.
Maybe.
Gareth Bale, a top 5 player in the world. We've already got one of those. So we got 2 of the best 5 players in the world playing up top for Spurs. Come on, can we win the?
There's a question. Who are your top 5 players in the world? Let us know in the comments. We'll talk about it next week.
Lewandowski, Kane,
Ronaldo, Messi. He allowed them in. They allowed them in.
Not allowed in. Cheating in
no it. Ronaldo. No, yeah, without Ronaldo, Messi, De Bruyne was in there. Salah. Oh, that's it. If you do the goal bridge, you go. You don't put him. You put Bruno Fernandes in.
Genius, isn't it? Engagement.
Yeah, he loves it. I was watching him again before. He's just brilliant. Oh, he's so good. Action Cabronson. Chelsea Southampton is the 15 quid for pay-per-view. Bit of a bargain, that. Derby. He thinks it's worth the money, which will be interesting to see how that that happens over the next few weeks. The other game I wanted to talk about, because obviously all the international football, and we're recording this after the game last night. Maguire gets injured. There's now a bit of talk about if he needs to be taken out for his own good. That's not what I meant. I meant as in like taken out of the firing line for a little bit.
No, he needs putting down.
That seems harsh to me.
He's so shit.
I
know that's not an analysis. I know that's not what we're supposed to be doing. But it's all I can say. He's gone from thinking he can play to thinking he's shit. He's one of the shittiest defenders I've ever seen.
I think he's definitely mentally exhausted. He nearly
went to prison. I think it's still hanging over him in it.
Yeah. Well, that's a great line from Goldbridge. He was saying, his view on it was that he needs to be taken out of the firing line. But he said, go to Maguire and go, get yourself away from this. Go on holiday, not to Greece.
Is that what Goldbridge said?
Yeah, go on holiday, not to Greece, of course. Goes on with it. I mean, it's a fair point.
Why would that fly if they just said, just go on holiday? Like, how would that fly? Is that allowed? That's happened before. I mean, like Paul Merson, I remember there's a story about him and Harry Redknapp, him saying, "Oh, look, I need a break," and so he goes, yeah, go on then, go away for a week. I do think, because if you look at the Man United fixtures coming up, they've got some really tough games coming up, and so Newcastle, as much as it's a bit of a bogey team for them, I think it's one where you can. This is the time to take him out, because you're probably going to need him for those other games. The problem he's got is he's actually a victim of things that are outside of his control. One of which is the price tag, and the other one for me is the lack of other centre backs that Solskjaer feels he can turn to. Because if he's got, because like Joe Gomez, right? Joe Gomez had an absolute stinker against Aston Villa. You take him out, you put Fabinho in for a game, no one even blinks at it, no one thinks about it, and he gets that little rest that he probably needs as a player who's had all these highs and is now kind of trying to figure it out again in a new system. At Man United, I wonder if, and it'd be interesting to see how it would play out, because he'll probably play, if he does this, he'll play Bailly and he'll play Lindelof. And that could work, and they could play well. He's injured.
Bailly's injured. There you go.
Injured. He has to play.
So then, exactly. Who do you bring in? You don't have those other options at centre back. That's why he's played game after game after game without any break.
Exactly, and that's why it was absolutely a travesty for the owners to have just been chasing Sancho, a deal that was never going to happen, instead of addressing this. But then they probably look at it and go, well, Bay's on big money. Maguire paid £80 million for. Lindelof was 49 or something. What do you want us to do? We're putting money into it. Should we buy another one?
Phil Jones.
I don't know if you're going to get it right. Phil Jones, where is he?
I think he's still there. I presume he's injured. Imagine if he is. Imagine if Solskjaer just in his head thinks he's just obviously he's not an option, is he? It's Phil Jones. So he's just thought he presumes he's injured. And Phil Jones is like he's there training every week, like not getting picked.
He's like, I don't know what to do.
He just runs off and gets the ball when it goes behind the goal. I'll get it.
It just makes me feel a bit sick. Phil Jones.
He's got to leave that club and play some football, poor lad.
I've typed Phil Jones into Google, and the first question is Phil Jones good? Is Phil Jones good? People also ask, is Phil Jones good? The answer is Jones
not
is a
at
good
that
player,
level. Not
a phenomenal one.
Yeah.
That was the answer.
But that's it. I think that those two things, like if they'd bought him for 40 million, none of this would be happening. There wouldn't be the same focus on him. There's just two, because he's not, if you think of him as a player, he's not supposedly this Pogba level. He's not supposedly this Bruno Fernandes guy. And he's just got a lot of pressure on him. And he needs a break. He does need a break.
No, he does need a break, but he I think he would. I think the £80 million doesn't help, but I think they would. I think you're playing for England. You're playing awfully for England. You're getting not just. It's not even like mistakes. Like sometimes they'll like the ball will roll under the foot, lack of concentration. and they'll concede or they'll bring in penalties down, players down the box for penalties, where you're just thinking, you're just making bad decisions here. He's getting pulled all over the place. He's getting annihilated. Again, the first couple of games of the season where, I can't remember who it was, someone just embarrassed him completely. You lost him on the pitch when they played in the first couple of games. Against Spurs, that header, which led to our, I think, the first goal, it's like, what are you doing? These are like fundamental errors.
Because there's no time for doubt, though, is there? If you're supposed to be the leader of your defence, which is what he is, there's no time for that. And I think that's where he's struggling.
And the problem is that obviously there's no faith. They've got no faith in him. Bruno Fernandes has been vocal about saying he's not good enough. You've got your own players saying that. You're done for.
Yeah. We're just looking at their XG. You can see, obviously, 6-1 will help with that.
What's the XG against?
That's goals allowed. So they're right up there.
Goal. Yeah. That I'm surprised that's not higher.
Yeah.
They were so easy to just tear apart. And I know the Spurs one we benefited from having an extra man, but we found it so easy. And worse than that game against Brighton, that they somehow won. They just got torn apart over and over again. Unless they change something drastic, they've got some big problems there. But big problems. But
the bulk of it is
Pochettino couldn't solve. I think.
Rob Turner's just saying, this is interesting, because I think that's it. Often you can kind of go, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong. But what are the solutions? And he was saying, say you sign Dunk for 35 million, as well as having two real meaty centre backs there. Is that actually going to make that much of a difference? Like I was saying, they wanted a left-sided centre back. So someone like I was saying, someone like Zagadou at Dortmund, if you were able to get him, like would have been that young guy that you can be excited about and spend that kind of cash on, and you've still got someone that you can be excited about a little bit more than a Lindelof. Like it's
change the manager.
Problem. Get him out.
Get him out.
How many games has he got? Love that game.
1, 2.
Lose to Newcastle, gone.
Got to, innit? Depends how they lose.
Yeah.
But if it's like the Brighton game, anything like that, but Newcastle can't defend for shit either. I think that's an interesting one, Jim. I reckon 2 more games. When I was on the kickoff, they talked about that, and I was defending Solskjaer. We'd only played 2 games there,
right?
But I was defending him because of what he'd done in the second half of last season. But they look so porous at the back; it's hard to think of how he can't. I don't know how he's going to fix this.
Well, that's it. I think apart from the back foot, they weren't conceding goals last year. So I think there's something that can be done. Surely. Joy needs to get Van der Beek in there. Get him in that team because he's a good player. He's a really good player.
Oh, he's good.
He's good. Right, we move on to the reactive football teams. Last week we were. Where is the reactive table? Last week we were looking at lithium. That's lithium in the periodic table and moving it to fans. I'm really intrigued to see if this bit has actually got the legs to get through all of this. I just feel just feel like it doesn't. I've got to be honest.
Well, 1, 2. Hang on. How many elements? Right. While you read that out, I'll find out how many elements are in the periodic table.
There's a lot. So right, last week it was people were quite angry again. Constantly angry, God bless him. Because I went to lithium and I was supposed to go to helium. So this week it will be helium. So there it is. I'm gonna have to go away from that. I don't know if you. Oh, hang on.
There are 118 elements, James. That means we'll have to be doing this bit for over 2 years.
Interesting. Let's see how we get on. So yeah, last week it was lithium. In the chat, you will have the final say. Well, let me get through it, mate. If it's terrible, let's just get through it.
No, I'm just saying. Do you think we'll still be here in 2 years doing this?
I mean, probably stuck in our rooms. Just gone up a tier, haven't we, in London?
Well, hopefully we're better than this.
Well, let's
and these people. We're better than these people. In 2 years' time, we've moved on to better things, and we've left these people in the dust. They're in the rear view mirror.
Sure.
You're coming with us. You lot are coming with us. Yeah, like if we ever get on TalkSport, we have to rein it in a little bit. If you ever get on TalkSport, you're all kind
less
of
of the donkey punch.
the donkey
Couple of
punch
notes,
derby.
guys. Couple of notes. Been watching the podcast. Really like it. Great chemistry. A little bit less donkey punch, if that's all right. William Armstrong said, "Poor chemistry from James. That should have been gone to helium next." Just to let you know, Noah was also upset. He said, "No, just let you know, you've skipped helium. Lithium is the third element. Helium is in Group 8, becomes second. Chill out, please chill out." So lithium, it was. AK, the producer, said lithium is Chelsea for me. No density, no real history. It has to be stored in oil. It's the most lightweight Big Six side, but is solid in a wide range of temperatures. Europe, FA Cup, Premier League, high melting point. Boiling point. It will take a lot for them to fall. Brackets melt. 45 likes on that, so well done you.
Very good.
Other options include James and Flav community page. Lithium is light and has nothing to it and has to be stored in oil. That's Man City, surely. Neil Kamono.
Can I ask a quick question? A bugbear. I've noticed this on. Just scroll up slightly. Notice this in James and Flav community page that sometimes he'll capitalise every word in a sentence.
Digging him out here live.
I don't know why, because I've seen it. Other people do it. Is this just something you like doing? You like the look of it, or is it just?
He's offering up a title there.
There might be. If it's that, that's fine.
A couple of keywords in there. It's fine. Oil, Man City. So yeah, he's gone with that. So Man City are in the running.
Yeah, that's good.
Get ready to vote, guys, in the chat. Patrons decide. Neil Komodo, odourless and colourless and highly combustible. Can only be Mark Hughes. He's tried something different there. Not even gone with a club there. He's gone with a person. Mark Hughes. I'm not sure we can do that. Thomas Grant, spot on with the definition. Oh, sorry, that's something different. He was Thomas Grant. Lithium is definitely Newcastle. They think they're dead metal. Brackets big club. But they're dead lightweight, brackets can't back it up with any history. Also, one of the most reactive lot you'll ever find, brackets don't mention Mike Ashley or the Saudis. And JM says lithium is Brighton, soft lightweight melts. The only problem is lithium isn't dense enough. That's quite good.
What's the problem with Brighton? Jesus.
Yeah, JM doesn't like Brighton. So have a vote now. Brighton, Newcastle, Man City or Chelsea. Vote in the chat right now, guys. Which one do you think it is, as the rain begins to fall on my window? Newcastle is bob on for me, says Rob Turner. I thought the Chelsea one was good. I think Chelsea is lithium. We need to write these down as well. Who was it last week? Was it Reading or Middlesbrough? Who won it last week?
Borough.
Was it Borough?
When someone said the Borough just needs to be removed from the map.
Yeah. What was that? That was hydrogen. So hydrogen, this is class. Hydrogen is Borough. Maybe this has got legs. Lithium. I like Chelsea. What does everyone else think? What do you think, Flav?
I like Chelsea too.
2 votes for Chelsea. They're not really getting involved in the chat this week. Shame.
Chelsea.
2 votes for Chelsea. Right, it's Chelsea. Done.
Chelsea. Catherine said Chelsea. Rob says Newcastle is bob on for me.
They're coming through now. Oh yeah, Chelsea. Oh wow, Chelsea.
Can I just take it? I've just got to respond to James and Flav community page here. He says it's just how I was taught to write. No one taught you to write like that. That's not true. There's no teacher. Can you just leave the capitals?
Leave the capitals. Okay. Leakley Weeds, otherwise known as Weekly Leeds.
Leakley Weeds. It's good.
Just a quick fire comment from Will, and then actually it's this week's Leakley Weeds is actually it's sort of in the guise of something else. So Will Fleming, Bielsa is a fraud, trying to give off this mysterious presence when really he can sit on normal chairs and can speak perfect English. Not critiquing his managerial prowess, however, I'm not having this fraudulent character he's built up.
He's done some things, hasn't he?
Something's not right.
Still
to come, managers' gaffs, by the way. Brendan Rodgers, people really got involved in that. So, Flav, little warning for you. Can you think of a new manager's gaff that we want people to furnish?
Okay.
Lee Smith, club legend in the least games. So, last week we were talking about, what's the fewest games? I was saying Theo Walcott might possibly become a club legend when he's not actually played many games for Southampton.
21.
So what's the fewest? Lee Smith said, club legend in least games for me is Tony Yeboah. 27 goals in 47 league appearances. We all remember his goals and are still played and talked about today. Not a bad shout. So Tony Yeboah, 27 goals in 47 games. I mean, that's quite a few games. Go on.
I've got a little game for you.
Go on.
Tell me the team. A question, rather.
Tell me the team.
I've got 2 questions. Where did Tony Yeboah leave Leeds to go to?
Eintracht Frankfurt.
What? Do you actually know the answer?
I feel like he either came from Eintracht Frankfurt or he went to Eintracht Frankfurt.
He came from Eintracht Frankfurt.
Where did he go?
Spain? Goal scoring. He did not go to Spain. He went to Germany.
Went back to Germany. Did he go to Hoffenheim or Hertha Berlin or something?
He went to Hamburg. Just a second. He for Akawuna United. He scored 35 in 35. Solid. His next club's 26 in 65, 68 in 123, 24 in 47, 28 in 100.
And he burst 12 nets.
411 games, 194 goals. Nearly a goal every other game. Not bad. Not bad at all.
Should have stayed there longer, didn't he? Why wasn't he at Leeds longer? I don't understand. What went wrong?
Jardel
loved a goal. Loved a goal, didn't he? Portuguese league.
He loved goals. He loved goals, James.
Couldn't do it at Bolton, though. Couldn't do it at Bolton.
No, weird. But he just didn't give a shit that he probably arrived at Bolton and go, oh my God, what is this? What? No one told me about Bolton.
It's freezing.
It's fine. It's fine. It must be near something. There must be a city nearby that isn't, but there's nothing.
That's a shame.
Actually, it's like, imagine Jardel. Banging goals, just got right there. Oh, fuck, now I play for Bolton Wanderers.
Well, he just took the cash when he was getting the cash. It was enough for JJ Okocha. It was enough for him. In terms of legends who don't play many games, you're struggling to beat this one. Blake Newton, club legend, playing the fewest games, had to be Jimmy Glass. Only played 3 games for Carlisle.
Did he score that goal to keep him up?
Yeah. Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just one more thing on Jardel. What was his record at Porto, James?
He loved it at Porto. Was it Porto? Was that where he scored most of his goals?
Yes. So he scored 100. Fucking hell, this is insane. Right. For Porto, he played 125 times. How many goals did he score?
So he played how many games?
125.
80?
130.
He scored more goals than games?
Yep.
What?
In his next club, Galatasaray, he played for 24 games. How many goals did he score?
10?
22.
What?
Then he got to move back to Sporting.
Why is no one picking him up?
Well, hang on. Sporting, scored 49. He had 49 appearances. How many goals did he score?
I mean, the way it's going, 33.
53.
Fuck off.
He scored 4 more goals than he played games. And then he joined Bolton, played 7 games. He never settled anywhere else again. After that, he scored 14 goals in the rest of his career.
Wow.
15 goals
over an
8-year period.
Wow. He scored 14 goals over an 8-year period after that.
He scored about, can't add it all up, but about 26 goals in 9 years for about 12 different clubs.
Wow.
He probably just thought, I fucking completed it. I can't be asked.
It's full.
Too easy.
He was full of goals.
Yeah.
It was just like, I can't.
Do you reckon he was like, I don't know. I don't, it's so hard to explain.
That's amazing.
Why?
There's a story there, isn't there? There's definitely a story.
Absolutely. If we're still doing the content of Ball Street, we'd never made that, but it would have been a good idea.
We would have inquired about it for sure.
Asked for some money.
Oh, we would have inquired and we would have left it. Managers gaffs. Brendan Rodgers. Last week we asked you, what does his living room look like? We had some cracking ones. I'll read from him in a second. Flav, which manager the living room would you like to furnish next week?
Chris Wilders.
What's he got?
He's got loads of Sheffield Gazette newspapers neatly folded in the corner of the room, all waiting to be read.
What's the name? There's a name. There's a Sheffield newspaper that's quite famous. I can't remember what the name is. I want to say it's called Star or something like that. I reckon he's got loads of stuff in the middle of the living room, so he's got to go around side them to get a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers, what does his living room look like? You guys responded. Ryan Jones, oakwood flooring, living room light, always a bit too dim, definitely a brown leather sofa, and whiskey stand next to the bookshelf. SA said Brendan Rodgers has a very old sofa that he's never gotten rid of because it's been in the family for decades, brackets, perhaps even a century.
He's got plastic all around all the furniture.
Yeah. I feel like he's not taking the coverings off things.
Just to wipe, so you can just wipe clean the cum.
Oh, Christ. Don't sit there. Don't sit there. Ryan Maxwell, Brendan Rodgers' living room has an empty medal cabinet with a lonely Celtic scarf and a panic button beside every table lamp. Under his TV, he has a taxidermy fox on the mantelpiece. Probably because he's manager of the Foxes. Dickie Oi Red 07, Brendan Rodgers' living room is full of framed inspirational quotes, all coined by Brendan himself. Yeah, I can imagine like a sort of what's it called, like a patchwork knitted thing above his door. So you've got the frame of the door, a bit like as you can see us now, and there's like a little space above, and it's been knitted, cross stitched in, and it just says great character. That's what I reckon. Oh, and last one, Javier Boswell. Brendan Rodgers' living room is a dim, musky room his wife dares not enter. Lit only by an old-school fireplace which has a taxidermy boar head above it. One seat in the room, a crusty lazy boy from the 90s that he refuses to get rid of. There are 3 large oil-based portraits of his face. A replica Premier League trophy from the 2013-14 season, which he's convinced he should have won if it wasn't for that mug Steven Gerrard. Can't forget the tinny beer fridge in the corner, stocked to the brim with cheap 9% supermarket beers that are on the brink of being undrinkable. That's Brendan Rodgers' living room.
Beautiful.
Allegedly, 19 MK 97. Potential allegedly here, he says. If you've got an allegedly that you think I can read out, there was one about John Terry, which I can't, last week, if you want to go check that. Hashtag allegedly, used the word hashtag allegedly. May even be true, but always sounded a bit too far-fetched. But apparently, Gaza once got in a fight with Liam Gallagher in a restaurant because Liam got soup and Gaza asked him if he got a roll with it. They just scrapped him because he don't.
So you had a fight about that?
Apparently, I love that. I hope that's true. Well, lovely little link here from Gaza. No one else in the business can do it like me. Did you know that Gaza's son,
shark fin soup? What?
That Gaza's son loves sharks, lizards, and snakes. Has a real fascination with them. I can't remember what his name is.
On.
Yeah, which leads us perfectly to shark facts.
Well, do you know and I can link it in because I'm a consummate professional as well. Is that there are so many sharks. I can't remember the exact stat. So many sharks that are killed for shark fin soup that it's fucking travesty. But they they cut the fin off, Jim.
Yeah.
Right, and they put it in the soup. Right. It adds no nutrition, no flavour, and no substance to the soup. It's put in there as a demonstration of the party's wealth. And it's a travesty.
That is a disgrace.
It doesn't add anything. It just shows, look how wealthy I am. We are a virus on this planet, Jim.
Yep.
A virus. And one day we're going to get our comeuppance.
Indeed. Great link.
We're getting it now.
Shark facts.
Yes.
Approximately 100 million sharks are killed every year. Shark teeth are used to make necklaces. Cartilage is used to make fertilizers. Skin is used to make leather. Leather? Is it?
And
liver
inside, yeah.
Oh dear. Liver is used to make face cream, sap, and fuel. And fins are used to make soup. Oh, but isn't it funny I landed on that one? The mass killing of sharks creates a negative cascading effect in the global environment.
Yeah.
We brought it back. He knew, see? Flav knew the link before I did. Unbelievable.
Did we talk on here about the fact that over 500,000 sharks will be used or killed in when forming the vaccine?
Really?
They're going to use parts of the shark. Yeah, 500,000 they think they have to kill to produce enough.
Oh dear. Final thing.
Well,
so go on.
That's probably a good idea. Do you know what I mean? I don't want sharks to die, but I don't.
Want us to
stop
die
this
less.
vaccine.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind who dies as long as someone dies, but I just want to be able to go out and see my mates.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Fair. Yeah, and the important thing is that people die on your terms.
Well, we're all going to die, Jim.
It's a good point. It's a very good point. I want to finish off with this.
Someone might as well benefit.
Patron's shame, and I dare one of our patrons see if they're up for it. I reckon Bobby Turner he'll give it a bloody good go. Dare you.
He's coming in, is he, Bobby Turner?
I want Bobby Turner to come in and take on one trivia question and see if he can get it right.
If he goes on a roll, we'll keep going.
Oh, we'll keep going. Okay, fine. We'll see. How many can he get? How many can he get?
And then we'll have a league table. I'll write it down on my pad here and take notes.
I like it. Right.
We'll have a league table. Go on, Bobby.
Bobby Turner, if you want to be first, or if someone else wants to be, wants to be first, we've got the Jaffin Discord server. I'm going to put a link into the description into the chat right now. I think he's up for it. He's up for it.
Which one who's got the fucking minerals, eh? Who's got them?
Yeah, who wants it?
Show that. Don't show that.
Where are you? I don't think they can see that. Oh, actually, maybe they can.
I can see it, so they can.
Oh, go. There you go. You see your face now. Right.
Yeah.
Bobby Turner. Any patrons, if you think you're hard enough, get yourself in that Discord server and get yourself into the Jaffin Live studio. There is one space available. Bob Turner has arrived. Oh, we can't hear him yet. Come on, Bob.
Bob. Can't you?
Don't be shy.
Fuck.
There we go.
Okay, cool.
Bobby Turner
Who
joins
do
us
you
now.
think you are, Bob?
I'm Bobby Turner.
Yeah, my guy.
Lovely.
That's what we like. That's what we like. Very good.
Bob, what is that? What shirt is that? I can see in your little picture.
It's a Bolton Wanderers shirt.
Oh God, not Bolton Wanderers.
Bobby Turner's got a massive day today, Flav. Don't know if you know about this.
Bob, have you?
Yeah, Bobby Turner's got a huge day. So on the 5-year plan, we've gone one more year because we made it into the Champions League. Pumped you on the way, by the way. Anyway, we in the summer months we have a director of football. So Bobby Turner is one of the nominees for the director of football role, and will be putting forward his plans for the summer transfer window in today's stream.
Amazing.
So and he's got some big things planned, which is exciting. But let's see how he gets on with this. So I've got a website that has a lot of trivia on it.
What, just general trivia or football?
Football trivia, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We ask the questions here, mate. We ask the questions.
Yeah, you just give the answers, Bob. You take a second.
You answer them.
So if you are a patron and you want to be involved next week, let me know in the comments on Patron, and we'll get you involved. We'll line you up to see who has the patron shame.
Look, and whoever is top of the league table after 10 rounds, is that fair to say, Jim?
10 people?
Yeah.
Sure. Is the patron saint?
You'll get whatever prize you want.
Whatever prize we want.
Whatever prize you want.
Yeah. It's up to you to say what it is, and I guess we'll see what we can do. Yeah, that's it. I love that. That's class. You could. What do you want, Rob? You have a thing. Off the top of your head. What do you want?
Anything with Flav.
Anything with Flav in it. Sign picture of Flav.
Where do you live?
No.
Well,
Even our own patrons who join us live don't want a signed picture of you.
Okay, well that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
Can I? Yeah, but you've got to win, Rob. You can't.
Let's see what you get. See what Ronnie can do. Let's see what Ronnie can do. Right, here we go. I'll see if I can get a jingle for this one. This one's gasping for a jingle.
Anything before 2012 and I'm struggling.
Okay. Right. These are your options. You've got FIFA World Cup quiz, Premier League quiz round 1, Premier League quiz round 2, UEFA quiz, Football League Cup quiz, FA Cup quiz, England football quiz, Great Britain football quiz, And football clubs.
Premier League. Just do Premier League 1.
Premier League 1. He wants Premier League 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Let's see what run you can get on. Question 1. Good luck, Rob.
Thank you.
Which you're screwed. Which 4 Italians have scored English Premier League hat tricks?
What? Yeah.
So
Okay.
That's well up.
Yeah.
Take
Well,
2.
if you can get
2.
If you can get or should he have to get it 2? Go on, Flav. You're just saying 2's enough.
We'll get 1.
Okay.
Get 1.
Okay.
I'm scared I'm not going to say someone that's Italian.
Actually, there you go. For your first answer needs to be correct.
Okay.
And you've got 4 options here.
Zola.
Is correct. Gianfranco Zola scored against Chelsea, against Derby. Got a hat trick. Well done, mate. Good start.
Was Gianluca Vialli one?
Gianluca Vialli was one. Let us know the others in the comments below.
Was just so it was Ravanelli.
I'll send you the answers.
All right.
Okay. Next question.
Right, he's on 1.
He's on 1. Which Premier League team had their shirts sponsored by Burma Oil? Burma Oil. I'll give you a hint. It's before your time.
Okay.
So hard.
Burma Oil. Who's the scummy little oil baron team?
The global headquarters of Burma Oil were located in the club's town. It's a town. It's a town. There's another clue.
Yeah. Ipswich.
Incorrect.
Damn.
The correct answer was Swindon Town. We were looking for Swindon Town. Bobby Turner, thank you very much for joining us for Patron Shame. You got 1 correct answer. You got to hope that someone gets less than that next week. If you are a patron and you want to be in the Patron Shame quiz, then you could win anything you want. Anything you want. Bobby, maybe one will be enough. You never know.
Maybe.
Yeah, if you all get just 1, you don't all get whatever you want.
Roll over, innit? Roll over.
Yeah, roll over.
Wonderful. Thank you, Bobby Turner.
Cheers, Bob.
We'll be back next week. Thank you for all the patrons who got involved. We'll be doing our mailbag. I thought the mailbag pod was good this week. We were talking about the project Big Picture. It's decent.
Yeah, I'm going to be bringing in some ideas as well, like some talking points and that stuff I want to talk about.
Good. I look forward to
hold on to your rats.
Exactly. We'll be back next week.
How do people become patrons?
There is a link in the description if you want to become a patron. You join us live for this. You can win anything you want, really. And also you can enjoy that's also a live podcast when we do the mailbag on a Monday or Tuesday, whenever we do it as well. So links in the description. Come become a Jaffa lover. Why not? You might as well. Innit?
Thank you.
Yeah. See you next week. Cheers. Bye. Everyone. Have a good day.